War rages across the mortal realms. New alliances are formed while others lie shattered, and the dominant powers ever seek their next conquest. While this and countless other battles rage on, one fact is becoming clear. The season of war has begun. This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and the FLGS Partners, Warfire Minis, and X-Planet.
Hello and welcome to Season of War. I'm Jordan, here with Ridge tonight. Excited to bring you guys our first battle report with the new GHB 2023 for Age of Sigmar. Super excited to hopefully not get devastated by crazy magic in this one.
It's wizard time and the lizards are here.
Oh yes, what we're all excited for. But actually we are excited always with a new GHB, lots to kind of learn and unpack.
Yeah.
New missions, new spells, rules, artifacts, little things. So we'll all be kind of figuring it out together. We're also recording this match before we've received any of the potential points changes.
Yeah.
So a couple things we kept in mind, but for now we're playing old points. So that may change, but it's still, whether or not it does or has an impact on the lists, still super valuable for just seeing the new rules and missions, all that stuff,
and the spells and things like that. That might change, we'll see.
Yeah, but jumping right into things, the mission we're playing today, very first one in the book, starting from the front, working to the back, we're playing Geomantic Pulse. There's a lot of kind of mechanics in these mission sets that are like, if you go second, you get to do something. So lots of that. On this mission in particular, it's hold one for, or 1 point for holding one, and then in the second battle round onwards, whoever's going second in that battle round gets to choose one of the end objectives to be the pulse.
Yes.
And then that turn, whatever the pulse is always worth 2 points. Any objective next to the pulse is worth 1 point. So potentially up to 4 points for just primary each turn once the pulse comes out.
In turn 3 and 4.
And because then each turn, the pulse each round. The pulse then moves to next objective, and you score 1 point for each outer one.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Pretty intricate.
But so, like a lot of the missions though, obviously that turn 2 situation, depending on positioning, could be a really pivotal turn to
pick which
who
side
gets to dictate where that comes.
Yeah.
So, going to be an interesting one here tonight. Ridge, you've got some spice over there with the Seraphon. Do you want to take us through the list?
We are playing the Lizard Wizard, folks. We got the Troglodon. I am borrowing it from Alex. I don't have one painted up, but everyone
got one from Warfire on the way that we're excited for.
Thanks, Jordan. So yeah, shouts to that. But everyone has been running this. You see this a lot now, the Troglodon being able to teleport it and just do all the mortal wounds. So we'll see what happens tonight. So I am running, I'm going to run a Dracothian's Tail though. So I tried Fangs last, which they're both kind of good. So Dracothian's Tail, we have Croak, obviously still, the Slan, and he is the general, having the, when I cast a spell, I get 2 CCP instead of 1. What is it, the Lord of Celestial Resonance or something like that. Just absolute auto take with him. And then I have an Ashleth Bear, the Troglodon, who does have the artifact. He has the Sacred Stegodon Helm, so give him +1 save. It's very common, you see that people running that. And then the Star Priest. And then for Battleline, I have a unit of 20 Skinks, a unit of 10 Skinks in the sky, a unit of 5 guard, and then a Bastiladon Arc Bastiladon in the sky as well. And then I have the Geminids, because the Geminids have changed back to being amazing again. Not only,
it lasts now until the next hero phase in terms of turning off command points.
Yes, so instead of, it used to be good for a shooting phase and redeploy, now it's until the next hero phase, no commands for that unit. So
very good.
Crazy good.
We are expecting that's probably something that's going to go up in points, but you do have, you're 25 points under, so.
So I'm 1975, it's 50 points right now. I imagine it's going to go to at least 70 or 80, but who knows?
So again, that's kind of one of the things. Again, points changes could mess more up. Who knows? So.
Make this list, you know, a little bit different.
Well, I'm playing Castelli. I know Legion of Blood and some of the other ones are awesome and really popular right now, but I still just love the vampire aesthetic, the Blood Knights, you know, getting strength from killing your enemy, and that's actually improved now. You don't have to kill units, it's killing models, so much better. They don't stack, and you can't get them all, only one at a time, but still very good. The list though tonight, I've got 30 skeletons here, much improved obviously with the new book. 2 units of 5 Blood Knights, and then a big 10 pack kind of right in the center.
Nice.
And then I do have a unit of Graveguard who are currently deep striking, again, in the grave sites. So some good hammers. The Graveguard also with one of the heroes in the battalion for extra damage against wizards.
Nice,
Or sorry, an extra attack.
Yeah.
And then for heroes, I've got 3, starting with the Vaingorian Lord. He's my general. He's got whatever, the artifact that makes him super tanky and kind of debuffs the units nearby. The normal
one you always see with him.
Yeah, the normal tanky kind of
build.
Build with him. And then I also have a Vampire Lord on foot, so I have at least one of the one hero that with the new
Ando Locust
Andorian Locust. Yeah. And then I have Kato as ETR rounding things off, so 3 heroes. And with all that behind us, the decision is up to me for who goes first. I am rich and give you the turn here.
Okay.
Because if you're gonna do the Trog Bomb, I want a guaranteed turn to counterattack.
Yes.
As soon as you throw him out there, exactly.
Yep.
Whereas if I was to take first, you potentially get a double back of 2 rounds of the Trog Bomb going off.
Wounds.
Absolutely devastating. So we'll see how long we can hold out.
Yep.
Jumping into Seraphon turn 1.
Sounds good.
As magic permeates the Antor region, the Seraphon battle tactic is magical dominance. The Slan uses spatial translocation to teleport the Troglodyte, and the Vaingorian Lord fails heroic leadership. The Troglodyte casts Mystic Shield on himself. The Slan casts the Geminids of Ulgish, Celestial Equilibrium, and Shield of the Old Ones. Croak casts Comet's Call, then casts Celestial Deliverance 3 times through the Troglodyte, dealing a total of 30 mortal wounds. Whew. Last to cast, the Star Priest fails Hoarfrost, even with a primal die, but he grants his Serpent Staff to the Skates. Enjoying our battle reports? Join our YouTube membership to support the channel and get an extra match every week. The Star Priest uses at the double. The Bastiladon and Skinks deep strike, and 10 more Skinks are summoned into the battlefield. The Troglodyte shoots at the Vaingorian Lord, trying to finish him off, but deals no damage. Displaying their arcane mastery, the Seraphon complete their battle tactic and score 3 points.
Alrighty, so back from Seraphon turn 1.
Slow start.
Yeah, lots of moving positioning. Slow start into the billion mortal wounds that Croak did.
Only a couple.
30? What did he do? 30?
Yeah, 30 mortal wounds.
30, just casual 30 mortal wounds. Opted to not go for the Stellar Tempest because you have the
skeletons come back.
Yeah, they come back. So I just tried to kill as many Blood Knights as I could. Got Mystic Shield on the boy, so he's +2 save. He's -1 to hit aura. And then I ended up just summoning 10 Skinks because I got, I think, 7.
Because you can.
17 points, so I just summoned 10 in case later it can kind of move over, and just helping screen out the gravesite, screened out this gravesite. So everything's just kind of castle achieved, achieved, essentially, is what happened.
Yeah, so pretty defensive, but
brought the Bastiladon down to you. I figured just get everything.
Couple mortals.
Yeah, a few.
Name the game. But it's low scoring though, because again, it's only hold 1 more until the pulse comes out.
Down, yeah.
So again, it's going to be interesting to see how impactful that is. Mm-hmm. We won't find out though until after, but we'll just jump into Soulblight Gravelords turn 1.
Let's see it.
Unwilling to give any ground, the Soulblight battle tactic is intimidate the invaders. The Vaingorian Lord fails heroic recovery, and the Slan fails heroic leadership. The Blood Knights rally, but return no models. Kato casts Spirit Gale with a primal die, but is still unbound. The The Vampire Lord fails Hoarfrost, then casts Mystic Shield with Primal Dice, but is unbound. Kato uses at the double. The Graveguard ascend from the gravesites, then uses Forward to Victory but fail their charge. The Troglodyte unleashes Hell, dealing 3 mortal wounds to the Blood Knights as they charge. The Blood Knights attack, dealing 7 damage to the Skinks. The Skinks deal 3 damage to the Blood Knights in retaliation, then use its Inspiring Presence. Eager to get to the battlefield, the Soulblight Gravelords complete their battle tactic and score 3 points.
Soulblight turn 1, less exciting, though I killed a few skinks. But I try to put myself in a position where I'm not really at risk of the Trog Bomb anymore in the next turn if you take priority. But I'm also threatening both objectives, no matter who wins prio and where the pulse starts.
Yeah.
So, again, feeling pretty good about the position, all things considered. I'm going to be taking Mortals, Comet's Call, one way or another, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Again, trying to play the game and play the mission. That's about it. I'll get my 3 points. Battle Tactic was one of the new easy one on a lot of missions that aren't full territories.
Yeah.
So I just basically walked half my units wholly out of my territory and got it.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. And again, otherwise, just trying to kind of stay defensive. I wanted to start healing some of my heroes. Didn't get the recovery, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
Took pretty wild dice interaction over here.
Yeah. So you did 6 mortals.
3 6s on the Trog, which is 6
did
mortals.
6 mortals in the Unleash Shell. I saved 3 of them though, but still lost a Blood Knight, which probably would have killed 3 or 4 more skinks.
Yep.
And maybe taking a damage or 2 less in return.
Yes.
But in the end, 1 Blood Knight stands all alone, and we'll jump into.
I got my dice. So we're going.
Turn 2 priority.
I want the gorillas, baby. Harambe's.
That's a 4. It's on the dice or on the rocks.
It's a gorilla, though. Ugh.
5, Ridge.
They got it.
Your choice.
Alrighty, so I'm going to take the turn. It's just so many mortals. There's too much to.
I don't know what I was thinking. I, for some reason, thought you were out of range to do your teleport. So I'm not safe from the Trog Bomb.
No, it's only 12.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe it was just during your movement before you moved up. But yeah, definitely not safe. But yeah, we'll jump into it. I'm going to start the pulse, I guess, over here. And yeah, we'll kind of jump into Seraphon turn 2. See what happens.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Continuing their devastating offense, the Seraphon battle tactic is overwhelming numbers. The Slan teleports the Troglodyte using spatial translocation, while the Vangorian Lord recovers 2 wounds. The Vampire Lord fails to dispel the Geminids, and the Realm Shaper's power unleashed deals no damage. The Slan casts Celestial Equilibrium, but miscasts Mystic Shield, passing 2 mortals to the Source Guard. Croak casts Comet's Call, Stellar Tempest on the Graveguard, then Celestial Deliverance twice, only dealing, just like a casual 19 mortals this time. Star Priest casts Arcane Bolt, then grants the Serpent Staff to the Skinks. Calling on their celestial powers, Cleanse the Realms deals 11 mortals to enemy units. The Geminids tag the Blood Knights, Skeletons, and Kato. The Seraphon summon 10 more skinks with their power of conjuration. The Star Priest's Arcane Bolt deals 1 mortal to the Graveguard, and the Troglodon deals 2 mortals to the Blood Knights. Did I just call him Trogdor? Trogdor uses Forge of Victory and makes his charge, but fails his stomp. The skinks attack and just deal 2 damage to the Graveguard. The single Blood Knight fights, dealing 1 damage to Trogdor. The Bastiladon attacks and deals 11 damage to the skeletons. The Graveguard attacked the skinks, dealing 16 damage. Trogdor finishes off the lone Blood Knight. The skeletons deal 1 wound to the Bastiladon, then the skinks kill 3 skeletons and 5 more flee to Battle Shock. Pushing back the Unquiet Dead, the Seraphon complete their battle tactic and score 6 points.
All right, so back from Seraphon turn 2. Mortal Wounds were sprayed again.
Yep.
And a couple crazy abilities happened.
Slan miscast.
Slan did miscast.
Wasn't Croak, so it's okay.
Yes, he got his Celestial Equilibrium off first to give +1 to other casts, but then yes, on a second spell he miscast. Happens, there's not a lot of rerolls anymore, so you're gonna see like a lot more of that. The Trog, I was in between, like, bringing him here, I had to choose between Kato and this side of stuff. You screened out enough, so, or I had to choose between that or take out the Vangalord and this side of stuff. Obviously, I chose the latter to take him down, and then the Blood Knights, Mortal Wounds being good. The Skellies.
To be honest, though, the Trog only ended up doing like 2 mortals. Well, through the Trog bomb.
After it, yeah.
2 mortals.
I rolled a 1 and a 1.
Yeah, it was the ability, the conjuration.
Yeah, cosmic, whatever that is, where you just blow up everything within 12 of a cosmic node.
Basically, on a 2-up takes D6 mortals effectively.
2-up, it's whatever you roll. So we saw when I played.
5 to him.
Yeah, when I played it the first time, I did that. Remember, I was like, let's see what this does, and I shot my Starseer over. But it is like a very, very good, because I made a small misplay where I actually cast Arcane Bolt with him first, thinking I was going to bolt off this last Blood Knight so I can move the Skinks. Whereas I shouldn't have cast that, and I should have just done that ability first. Yeah. Then he could have cast Hoarfrost or something else. That was the only thing that was like the Skinks absolutely whiffed all their attacks into them, which now they're 2 attacks each, so it was a decent amount with all the mortals and everything. And the Graveguard aren't on a great save, so was really hoping I was going to do some more there, but then the Graveguard just turned around and smashed them back. And then the thought here was obviously just, pin the skeletons. I didn't expect to kill that many, but the Geminids now, so...
Couldn't Battle Shock.
You just barely didn't dispel the Geminids, and then none of these 3 units can use CP until his next hero phase. So it's pretty nuts. So yeah, and then I think you rolled a 1 on your
Battle Shock.
On your Battle Shock, but still 5 more ran or whatever it was. So I am gonna get this point. I'll get 2 for the Pulse, 1 here. Had an amazing easy tactic, just taking the point with Skinks.
Yep.
Pretty good. And I did make the 9-inch charge with the Trog to finish off
that 1 Blood Knight.
The 1 Blood Knight, which just barely.
Could have been a rally, and then I go take out those 10 skinks, so that's super impactful, right?
Yeah, and I failed the stomp, so I was sweating because he doesn't do much damage, but just barely got him. So, it was a good turn. So pretty much, the bunker is just in the middle, lots of models.
Losing lots of pieces on my side.
Yes.
So... it's not looking good.
Mortal Wounds are fun.
Yeah, but we will go into Soulblight Gravelords turn 2.
Sounds good.
Fighting desperately on all fronts, the Soulblight battle tactic is Endless Nightmare. Kato fails Heroic Recovery, while Trogdor uses their Finest Hour. The Vampire Lord again fails to dispel the Geminids of Ulgish. Kato casts Spirit Gale with a Primal Die, but is unbound when the Slan also uses a Primal Die. The Vampire Lord casts Mystic Shield with a Primal Die, but is again unbound with a Primal Die. God, these Primal Dies, man. the skinks redeploy, moving 4 inches. Trogdor unleashes Hell, dealing 1 damage to Kato, who just barely survives. Seven Death Rattle skeletons are returned through Skeleton Legions. The Blood Knights kill 7 skinks after having trampled 2 on charge. The skinks attack and deal 2 damage to the Graveguard. Gifted the Crimson Feast from the Vampire Lord, the Graveguard take out the Star Priest and skinks. The lone skink uses Inspiring Presence. Scratching and clawing back into the fight, the Gravelords complete their battle tactic and score 6 points.
Soulblight turn 2 and keeping it interesting, at least on the scoreboard. Obviously, the mortal output is devastating, but I put myself in the best position I felt like I could. Everything kind of went to plan, -1 wound that I needed to deal. So skeletons retreated out, brought a bunch back. That was my battle tactic between the combat phase and then 3 at the start. Was out of range for the Graveguard to get anyone back. But then I auto-ran the guy over to get that buff on them, give them an extra attack. Maybe I didn't need it anyways, but it probably I only overkilled the skinks by like 1 or 2 wounds.
Yeah. I was thinking about redeploying here on 2d6 with that, but because the Star Priest was there,
I could have springboard
off him and then kill the skinks anyways.
Yeah. So. The big interaction that I kind of alluded to that I'm disappointed with was Blood Knights whiffed going into combat.
-1 to hit from the Trog.
Yeah, I dealt 2 mortals with the charge with the mortals. But in combat, again, they only did 7 damage.
Should have definitely done more than that,
Yeah, so I made like 3 out of how many attacks. On the 4s with the weapons. But in the end, again, left 1 skink. The reason that hurts is because I purposely stayed away from the Trog.
Stay outside of 3,
Stay outside of 3. He's got finest hour right now. Wait for that to drop off. Win priority.
Go into him and kill him,
Exactly, go into him on the next turn. But the skink living kept them tied up. It
piled in, just barely tagged Kato.
Tagged Kato as well. I could have piled in and finished the skink off with Kato. Which would have freed up the Blood Knights, but then brought the Trog into combat, and then let him tag them.
And killing maybe a couple.
But that even...
Doesn't matter, but still, I'd probably try to kill Kato, but still, you'd be in the same predicament.
So not, again, with the winning priority and that skink, if he was dead, it would have been awesome. So that kind of slows down my plan for kind of staying in this game.
Jordan loves and is used to leaving 1 skink alive.
Yes.
It's not techless this time, though.
But that's everything there. We will jump into priority for round 2. Round 3, sorry.
All right, we're going Team America.
All right. That's a 1.
Fuck yeah!
Okay. The Team America dice trips me out because it's off-centered, the logo.
A little bit, yeah.
But, Ridge, what are you going to do?
I'm going to mortal wound you off the board and go home.
Sounds like fun. We'll jump into Seraphon turn 3.
Let's go.
Aiming to fulfill their great plan, the Seraphon battle tactic is Magical Mayhem. Croak teleports to Slan using spatial translocation, and Kato heroically recovers 1 wound. Kato dispels the Geminids of Olgish. The Slan casts Celestial Equilibrium, Mystic Shield on Trogdor, then Merciless Blizzard deals 12 mortals to the Blood Knights. Yeah, that spell's totally fine. Next up, Croak casts Stellar Tempest on the skeletons, Celestial Deliverance twice, and then Comet's Call, dealing a combined 23 mortal wounds. Channeling their celestial magic, Cleanse the Realms deals an additional 10 mortal wounds. The Source Guard use at the double. Trogdor stomps the skeletons, and the Bastilaton roars them. Croak attacks but deals just 3 mortal wounds to the Graveguard. The Graveguard deal 1 mortal wound to Croc. The Graveguard deals 1 mortal wound to Croak, though 8 more pass to the Source Guard. The Bastiladon attacks and finishes off the skeletons. Decimating the undead forces, the Seraphon complete their battle tactic and score 6 points.
Okay, so back from the Mortal Wound cleansing fest, and had a good idea what was going to happen here. The other thing I could have done, I went for the spicy play of teleporting this land and going for the blizzard, and barely got it off with my primal die.
Exactly 12.
I rolled the 3 up for my battalion die, so I got the primal die, but neither of us rolled the 4 up, so we only got 1. So I got the 12, rolled 17 on my 4d6 damage.
Yes, I made 5 wards, which is quite good,
killed
but
4 blood knights.
Straight up.
Yeah, and then was able just with the rest of the spells.
Yes, quite brutal.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking also of possibly just doing this side, but then I'm like, Croak's gonna go in there. He's gonna kill a bunch of them. I think he killed 2.
Yeah.
And then you killed all of the. I Croak, which passed up to the guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So gonna score. I'll get the pulse, obviously, and then
one side
here. I won't actually get this pulse because you have more Graveguard on this than I do, which I could have probably avoided, but just with pretty much.
Yeah, you weren't really too worried about it.
No, just like finish.
But it does put me in a position where I could kill Croak on my turn. So
everyone's favorite.
We're just gonna roll it out real quick.
Yeah. Finest hour. Let's go. Give him the big dick token.
So I have 8 guys. No Vampire Lord for the buff. All right, all out attack.
All defense.
Let's go.
I don't think he's gonna do it.
I don't think so either. That was a pretty below average roll. Let's see. 1 mortal and 6 at random 1.
Easy. So 3s. You can get 1 through.
1 mortal.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm not killing Croak this turn.
And I would have rolled 13.
Yeah. So
nice and skaven.
With that, like even if Croak, it doesn't matter. I'm getting 1 point. Maybe I get 1 if I hold on to this and Croak whiffs. Who knows? But at best, it's probably 2 points. And
3 up, you could bring back a unit.
Yeah.
But
let's see. Do I bring back the skeletons? I do. So take a battle tactic with the summonable one.
You could bring 15 skeletons. Yep.
Yeah. That's off the top of my head. That's an achievable battle tactic. Would have got that there then.
Yeah.
So let's say best case scenario, 4 points, and 1 for the pulse, 1 for 1, and then the battle tactic. But from this point on, doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter at all. So looking back to the game, Trog Bomb is a thing.
Yeah, it's very strong into certain lists. Like we said at the beginning, I think Blood Knights being pretty susceptible to mortals. Obviously, if this was a ton of zombies or like a ton of other types of like Khorne, No Myriad, Lumineth, like there's tons of other lists that
counter it, but as like trying to your average army out there, again, maybe more zombies in this kind of a build
would be much better for sure.
But still kind of an average army, quote unquote.
Yeah.
The mortals are pretty devastating.
It's ridiculous, the amount. And just the utility. Like, I really showcased the new spells here, actually. Like, did the 46 one. Yeah. Didn't get Hoarfrost off, which is really good on Skinks. I really wanted to try that.
Yeah, just in good on a lot of stuff.
So many models,
Everyone wants run 3, so.
Yes. Yeah. And just the magic dominance is just wild. The amount to have.
Primal dice as a mechanic were super interesting.
Yeah.
You used it a little bit, like obviously to get that spell off.
Yeah,
I used it once or twice to deny a spell or get a key spell off. But I mean, not that my spells are huge, but because the sequencing of the person who casts has to decide first, actually gives some like lesser magic armies chances to unbind the stronger magic armies or get spells off against them that they normally wouldn't.
Or do that one key one that you need. Even if you say we both roll the 4 up, you could have 2 primal dice and be like, you roll both of your primal dice on an unbind because that spell, say like one of Teclis's fellows, or So it is going to be interesting.
That's huge.
Like, the kind of nuances and like what you can do with it. But Magic is so random, so it's like you're always going to be able to roll that 3, roll that 4.
Just adds more randomness.
It's going to be this whole season. I feel like is going to have a lot more randomness if you're building into a Magic heavy army, which it's kind of promoting.
Gonna be wild. But yeah, obviously not much more to say. We talked through kind of what was going on throughout the game. Devastating mortal wounds, so watch out, play lots of Torn,
Yeah.
Lumineth.
Or just stay, like you did at the beginning with Smart, you stayed 9 back from your line, then that Trog, when it teleports, you can't get those little heroes, but then you're back.
In hindsight, one thing I could have done, now I was a 1-drop, so I didn't know where your deployment was.
4-drop, but still.
Sorry, 4-drop, but I dropped before you.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, maybe I deploy in such a way where you really have to go out of your way to kind of set up the Trog bomb.
But
you could have, though.
Yeah, and still, even we saw I did that, and it was like...
And you want, like, if you don't mind being high drop because you want to counter deploy or whatever, set up those plays.
Yes.
Whereas if for some reason you out drop or you know where those pieces are going down, me deploying in such a way where if you want to hit my Vandorian Lord here, if my Vandorian Lord was on this side, the Trog is in a much more susceptible position
to get hit.
Now maybe you change your deployment overall because of that.
Or I just pop turn 2.
Trying to, like, bait you into overextending a little bit.
But with this, like, this item that you see everyone running, which is very smart, the Stag Helm, like, it's very easy to be -1 to hit, he already is, +1 to save, he already is, Mystic Shield, +2 to save, could give him T-Pox Beneficence, whatever it is, -1
Finest
to wound,
Hour, Mystic Shield,
Finest Hour on your turn, like, it's like...
All out defense, +6 to save.
Roar, like, it's just wild, the survivability on him, too. So, yeah, there's a case to be said about, like, just jamming him and the Bastiladon in their face, but also even just staying within 18 and just building your castle. So it's strong, I think, either way. You're gonna...
In hindsight, so my play, again, I don't remember, honestly, I don't know how it was brain fart or something when I was thinking, oh, I'm just gonna stay outside 18. You can't teleport him again. Obviously, I don't know what it just, that was a brain fart. In hindsight, it's like, okay, if I'm gonna get hit by it anyway, should I have gone in? I don't think I would have killed anything more than Stinks.
Screens and probably not the Bastiladon.
Yeah.
And then you're in that range of that, like, 4d6 mortal wounds. That's the other thing. That's having that spell is like almost like
you want to
deterrent.
crack the cat. Well, that's where it's most commonly going to be used is you know, castle armies, when you come in, engage them, they're going to be able to pop that out at you.
Yeah, and it's lots of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, that kind of wraps everything up for us, guys. We're going to have a ton of content out this week, so hope you guys stay tuned with the new GHB. Hope you enjoyed this game. Got a look at the kind of new books, new missions, new spells.
New command traits, everything,
disgusting Seraphon. But anyways, it was a ton of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well, and we'll see you soon in another video.
Have a good week, everyone.